Hi, Mark Anthony here to show you the easy way to make tofu egg salad. And it just takes a couple ingredients and it's so simple to do. Now what I've done so far here today is actually pressed the tofu. I've got tofu in here and I always get the organic non-GMO because that's just what I do. But so we've got the tofu in here. I put a plate on top of it and then just put a little weight on it. And this way you'll see why I do this, because look at how much water is actually in this. Woo! Yeah, there's a lot of water in that, and you don't want that in your tofu. You just don't want that in my tofu. So here we go. We've got some tofu right here, and now a lot of people will mash that up with a fork. I do things the easy way. I just like to get a glove in here and just do it by hand. A little bit easier. But yeah, fork works. A fork definitely works. But when I can play with my food, I'm gonna do it every time. So I guess maybe it came from my childhood or something like that. But all right, and that's all it takes. Just give it a good mashing like that. And it is pretty dry, so it's a pretty good shape today. And take the glove off. Now what we need to do is add a couple ingredients to this. Your main number one ingredient, of course, is your veggies. And of course, you don't want to overdo this when you're first putting it in there. You can always add more mayonnaise later. So you don't want to add too much or you're going to end up with a problem. And so we're going to give this a stir, and I probably will have to add a little more. But I want to see where my texture and consistency is, because I don't want it over mayonnaised, and I do need a little bit more. So we are going to add just a little bit more. And just like that, should about do it. That's what I'm looking for right there. Okay, so ingredient-wise, what we're going to put in here is a little bit of sea salt, and this is McKay's chicken style seasoning. There's another one called Bill's Best. One of my favorite ones is actually Butler soy curls. Butler soy curls, yeah, they've got one that's a chicken style seasoning. There's a lot of different ones out there, but pretty much anything will do. And now you still have your base right there. Now one little trick you can do is add a little bit of turmeric just for color. If you want to do a little bit of turmeric, it's going to give it a little color in there, so that's always okay to do. Now what I'm doing here, since I've got two people at home that like different things. My wife, she likes the green olives and the celery. Now, she does not like peppers and onions, especially onions. She's like, no, I don't want those onions in any way, shape, or form. So, but just like this, let me taste this real quick here, since it's for her. Perfect. You notice how I didn't even measure anything? I'm telling you. This is so easy to do and so healthy, and it just tastes delicious. So here's the one for my wife. We'll put hers out here first. I should have gave her the bigger one, but I'm going on the road, so I'll take the rest with me. And so we got one for my wife right there, and I want to make sure I get the lid on, so I better not put too much in there. So we've got one done. Then let's say there's other people in your home, you know, that like other things in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some onions and peppers in it, and those red bell peppers just like that. And so now I kicked it up a notch for myself to have something a little bit different. And this easy, I'm telling you, this is so easy. And by the way, I have put so many different things in here. Black olives, artichokes work really good in tofu egg salad sandwiches. Actually gives it a little fiber. And those hearts of palm, you can chop those up real thin, put those in there. Whoo! Man, nobody will even know that it's not eggs. But then again, you know, a lot of times it's not our job to try to simulate everything in society. You know, I like our dishes to have an original flavor, an original look, an original texture, original appeal. And just like that, you've got a tofu egg salad with the peppers and onions. Now, a nice part about doing this, if you're going to put this in the fridge, you're going to want to label it. Now, this one I don't need to label because I know when I see the red peppers in there that that's the one with no onions, and my wife knows the difference. The only time that you're required to label something is if it is not identifiable. And anytime it's something that is not going to be identifiable to you, then you want to label it. I don't know how many times I've looked in the fridge or the freezer and I'm like, okay, this is flour. There's no label on it, but I don't know if it's gluten-free. I don't know if it's rice flour. I don't know, because it's just that similar. So, certain things you want to label very particularly, but with something like this, I don't really need to label it. I'll just put a wrap on it and it'll last quite a few days in the refrigerator. So, woo, isn't that easy? Anyway, this is Mark Anthony showing you the easy way to eat healthier on a tofu egg salad sandwich, eggless salad sandwich. Thank you. And we'll see you next time in the kitchen.